We don't know that for sure. We just got over this a couple minutes ago before you tossed to me, so I have not been able to get a clear look inside this white SUV. So far,
white SUV looks like a white Dodge Charger to me.
They're just talking about the driver, so it sounds like they believe there is only one occupant. I have not heard anything about a passenger, but if we're able to get around and take a look
Alrighty.
this vehicle,
how do we do?
I don't know if the windows are very darkly tinted.
Got ourselves a police chase. We are on a little bit of a delay. Just getting done wrapping up my radio show.
Position and risk losing this car because look at that speedometer. This is nearing 90 miles per hour again, and this driver is just so determined to get.
All right, friends, welcome in. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Wait, I gotta wait till people come out of a commercial break.
So he's got a clear path forward. We're now in Sun Valley, still south.
Okay, now we can do boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go chasing here. On a little bit of a delay, we are 5 northbound. That sure looks like 5 southbound, depending on where the sun is right above head. White Dodge Charger on the run. Suspects are wanted for, I think the want is robbery? Robbery. It's happening, people. Just slightly delayed. This occurred just a couple of minutes ago. We're behind. Oh, whoa. Telemundo. ¿Dónde está Eliana Moreno? Okay, it's been a while since we've done a Telemundo chase, but what's up, people? Welcome back. Welcome in. Now, I can hear Julia Dang in the background in English, but since NBC and Telemundo are brother sister, maybe we have a simulcast situation going on here. Sorry, we'll do a Espanol chase. I told you every chase is different. Every chase is different. Crazy. What is happening with, why is my internet continuing to bounce around? Very annoying. Telemundo, channel 52, not Univision. Just deal with the internet, it's going to come back. I switched to internets, and this one is considerably faster. Yes, I see. There we go. Julia Deng, back on the mic. Let me mute Julia really quickly, because I do appreciate you guys resubscribing to the channel. I can't get to every single name, but since we're in a level 5 hype train, I can see a considerable amount of people did it. You keep subbing, we keep streaming. It's that simple. We're a little delayed here because of my radio show does not end until 1 p.m. Pacific time, but if there's ever a chase, we're going to watch it like it's live. So we are delayed. I have no clue what's going to happen. You don't either, obviously, if you're here. No spoilers in the chat. CHP, however, was authorized to do that when this driver was going about 90 miles per hour. 100 plus miles an hour, 5 northbound in Sun Valley. Miles per hour on our speedometer. It's just a clear shot down the Spanish, the Telemundo is much more hectic. Come back to us. Primarily on the left side of the southbound 5. Sirius XM, Nevada Man, channel 86 from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. every single day. Plus the postgame show. 5 hours a day. Good news is, I don't miss any chases because I can just watch them as soon as I'm done, and I have no clue what happens here.
What do we have looking ahead? I know that traffic is fairly light here, but what do we have coming up ahead?
We've got more freeways. I have a feeling this driver is just going to stay on the 5. He has not crossed over to the right side of the freeway at any point, looking to merge onto a different freeway.
Dodge Chargers specifically have great Sirius XM built in.
We haven't heard anything about who this driver is and what destination he might have in mind. I think he's just trying to get away. But you do see that ground unit, that CHP.
I know you as the chase guy, and my husband knows you as the basketball guy. See? That's called diversification.
That CHP unit really closed the distance between the pursuit driver and themselves. And you see this is still speeding down the 5, exceeding 100 miles per hour. If he goes any faster, I mean, we might have trouble even keeping up in a helicopter. But look at him go, still 100 miles per hour. And for him to consistently be driving this fast.
Yeah, we're only about 30, 40 minutes behind this chase.
So we'll see how long it is before he does something
So
else.
it still could be going on the 5 for all we know. Tell your people to get up in here.
Fuel at some point.
Yeah, and if they guzzler too.
And if they run out of, if they were to run out of fuel to get off the freeway, then we
A
would
wobble
be
on
talking
trains.
about, other agencies may be joining in. But I'm just wondering how many CHP officers.
Well, we
are
certainly
behind
asked the
this
question,
driver
what's up
right now.
allegedly?
And
Appreciate it.
secondly,
14
Julia,
months
is
in
this the kind of
counting.
situation
Do I think
where they
suspects
might
ever had the WAB
call
radio?
this off because
One
it gets too
time,
dangerous? Now, thankfully,
about
we're not seeing a whole
8
lot of
years ago,
traffic right now
2016, during
out
a
there at the
chase,
noon hour,
we were
but
curious
I'm
if
just
someone was
wondering,
watching
like,
the
what are we
stream, and we
looking
said,
at
if
as
you're
far
watching,
as
do a donut,
manpower
do a donut. And then they
behind
stopped
this
and started
SUV?
doing donuts. And at that moment, I was like, oh shit. Fitzmots, Hosby Jones, JSP Coacher, 97 Kel, WMS, everyone who is Matt Cod says Boogity, V Lotted. Thank you all for resubscribing, in addition to everyone else that I didn't mention previously. Much appreciated. You were there, Big Moody. It's been a while. That was a Periscope chase, and we're doing some crazy speeds here.
He's had a clear shot down the 5 since this started, but we're nearing a patch coming into Glendale. Again,
What's up, Lefty? 2210, 19 months in counting.
To drive the way that he has, exceeding speeds of 9,100 miles per hour.
All right, so we have here at 1218 a dangerous situation for anybody who is driving.
Appreciate that, Pickle Dusted. Putting in work, man. It is not easy doing all these type of shows. The solo shows are the hardest ones to do. I got to be taking crazy amounts of notes.
Fortunately, there wasn't too much traffic, but now, as you're saying,
Talking to yourself is not the easiest thing to do, especially for an hour. Making it interesting.
Whether or not he will stay on the 5 freeway or the
It does unfortunately create some conflicts with these chases. Certainly try and get to them as quickly as possible, but obviously tied up with a full-time job too. Field Gold Kev, 5 months in counting. It's a Charger, XL Dodge Charger, yes. Very observant. Our chat knows if you type in, there's a command where you can have the Nightbot identify using artificial intelligence. It will scan the screen and tell you what kind of car the suspect is driving.
So it's just a matter of where he decides to stop and then what he decides to do after that.
Oh wow, back-to-back compliments in the chat. I'm not used to that. Usually I just get yelled at. Thank you. That's a pleasant surprise. Pickle Dustin, Big Moody. Oh, there we go. The Nightbot says the suspect's vehicle is a Dodge Charger. See how that works?
That's one thing we have not seen yet. This driver, this burglary suspect.
Suspect singular. We have one suspect in this XL Dodge Charger. 5 north. It sure feels like we're going southbound on the 5. We came out of Sun City down into Pasadena and Glendale. That feels like southbound, but the GPS. Wow, we're in the shoulder now. You guys know the problem with driving in the shoulder. You start picking up some debris, some shrapnel. A lot of metal gets just swept to the side and never really picked up. Those tires start taking some wear and tear.
I saw the black and whites, the CHP units on the ground. They didn't have their flashing lights on. So if you're just in traffic, you're not tuned into the news, you don't have your alerts turned on, you may not know there is a pursuit zooming past you right now.
Yeah, you don't know until that person actually goes past you. Then you see the CHP officers.
What do you mean you're the yell guy? What does that mean?
About 12 o'clock. We want to tell you it started as a following, as most of these things do, a failure to yield. And
I always enjoy meeting
again,
people in public, especially those that are just the chase watchers. Absolutely no clue. They think that's the only content I do. It's always fun talking with those people. Same with NBA people too that have no clue.
Such high rates of speed that we have seen makes it difficult sometimes for those ground units to stay on top of it. So far they're doing a good job, and as you mentioned, as they came into Burbank, traffic.
Favorite chase, all-time chase, probably the Great Compton chase of 2016.
People are out and about right now, but boy, you said it.
Tree Roy Jenkins is up there.
People just aren't going to know what's coming up behind them, and that's where the danger comes in. And you add to that the desperation of the people wanting to get away.
Bruce Wayne and Batman is a good comparison.
In the shoulder, straddling that yellow line now, and looking out the window of News Chopper 4, and I am seeing finally a law enforcement helicopter over this. It's not CHP. It's actually an LAPD airship. So, Kathy, you mentioned earlier multiple agencies.
Yeah, that secret tunnel chase was good.
If this continues, and
didn't get your Twitter Twitter notifications have been a little funky lately. That's why you need to turn on both your Twitch noties and at Skywob alerts on Twitter. One is acting as a failsafe for the other in the event they both don't work. My Twitter noties have been all over the place.
It has been on the 5 freeway this entire time, speeding up now. It was doing about 45, 50 miles per hour. And I think this driver now finding this clear path down the shoulder is now driving at 60.
Almost wrecked there. Hard on the brakes.
I'm going to hand it over to you at the desk.
Yeah, that shoulder was expiring very quickly.
We will be right back with you.
All right, Julia Dang, thank you very much for that. We're going to use her image there, but we want to.
There's a lot of poop on that car. Oh, and he rolled his window down. He might be taunting. That blue Dodge Charger was not pleased that officer, not the officer, but the suspect rolled up and started tailgating him.
And now we're starting to see more traffic on that 5 freeway. What's a game plan?
What is with my internet, but going in and out like this?
The public is always the most important thing, in addition to even the suspect and the officers that are involved in the pursuit.
And Isabel, can you tell us how this all started and what we're looking at right here? Do you have any idea how many people are in this vehicle, or really what started this?
I'm on a faster internet signal too. I guess I got to go back to the old one. I am using my neighbor's Wi-Fi. I had to switch it because mine is so slow and it was out during my radio show.
Where the robbery occurred?
Starting next stream, I'll go back to the old one.
Unfortunately, I do not have those details.
So what do you do in a situation like this when you have robbery suspects? Obviously, they're desperate to get away. How do you keep the public safe in this situation?
We continue to pursue the suspect, and we'll do so until
Riveting
we
content.
get him into custody.
We continue pursuing the suspect and try and get him into custody.
Can be another person inside.
Unfortunately, I do not have the details at the moment on how many individuals are inside the vehicle.
At what point will you guys decide to pull back?
Definitely when the safety of the public is, that's the main priority. So if we notice that maybe we're, off the freeway in a residential area or around.
Do you guys want me to try and switch my internet mid-chase? It could drop the stream.
The suspect, we would no longer pursue. There's a lot of different.
I know it's going in and out, but
changing factors.
if you want me to fix it,
in a situation like this,
if you want me to fix it midstream, I'm gonna have to pause the chase, and it could drop. It could drop the stream.
Will you at any point pull back from this, even if he continues driving on the freeway?
Ultimately, it's going to be the officer's discretion, right? Does he perceive that the safety of the public is in danger? If so, we may need to.
All right, we'll continue watching with you. Isabel Diaz from CHP, thank you so much for adding some context to this. From the department, we want to switch back to Julia Ding. She's in News Chopper 4 and has been following this pretty much since it all started around Magic Mountain. We understand robbery suspects in this vehicle. Newhall police spotted them, and so now this has continued and going at speeds of over 100 miles per hour at some point, but now we're seeing much more.
Oh, tailgate! Oh, just hit that Dodge Charger, white Dodge Charger. A wreck of it there. What on earth? We weren't paying attention. Oh, it's wrecked though. Must have been looking in the rear view mirror on that one.
Squeezing on by, continuing southbound down the 5, but that's exactly what we were just talking about with Isabel Diaz. How dangerous these pursuits can get, and I don't envy their position having to make decisions about when to call these off and how to do so, because you have to make those decisions so quickly, because that's how fast these pursuits move. And that crash fortunately happened when this driver was not moving quite as quickly as it was earlier, because there's so much traffic right now, but the driving behavior has not changed.
Okay,
This is the longest I've seen this driver stopped for on the southbound 5 since we got over it. I'm going to zoom out and show you the ground units behind it. They haven't really closed this gap. They've been maintaining quite a bit of the distance behind this white SUV for the duration of this pursuit, but you got to sent the helicopter over it again. LAPD now has their helicopter over this. They're tracking this driver as he continues down the 5. And look at that driver moving out of the way because they see this coming.
Almost a massive
It's been
wreck
enough
there.
time now. I imagine other drivers on the freeway know this is happening. They know this pursuit driver is coming down the 5 freeway, and they just have not made any moves to get off the 5 or to give it up.
You know, again, this driver keeps going back to the shoulder. That could also mess up one of its tires. We do know that there's some nails. There's a bunch of stuff that's on that shoulder. That
Whoa, ETM,
oftentimes
Jesus.
will destroy,
Sub-dubs in the chat.
tires. So that
ETM
is
117
that's a
dropping
tricky
tier
situation.
10 tier
We did
1
see
subs
that SUV
into the
hit
chat for the
another
community.
SUV. I believe that
That's a
SUV
big
just
one.
went off
Shout
to
out
the
to
side,
ETM for that.
pulled over, which is good. But yeah, at one point,
Ad-free
that's
viewing.
when I asked
Whoa.
the there. You've
Whoa.
got
You saw that
when
light
are they
colored
gonna
sedan
pull
that
back?
veered out of the way. Look at how this driver
He's
is going.
he's between.
He's right
There is
on
no
that.
median there.
So
And now there
quick
is.
with
It
the
didn't look
cross.
like there was
Some
one
of that car
before.
swerving out of the way.
And there's
Others
officers
don't
in the
know
shoulder
this
right
is
behind
a
this.
pursuit. But Annabelle, literally, as you were talking about nails and debris in the shoulder, I saw something flying out from under the wheels of this car.
Yeah,
So I
something.
don't know if
You're right,
this
chat.
has sustained, tire
Something
damage
came
already.
flying out the
Found when
back.
They set up spike strips earlier near the 14 on the southbound 5. This driver did not drive over the spikes. So I haven't heard additional chatter about CHP attempting to set up additional spikes. I don't know what their strategy is at this point. I think they're still trying to figure out
Definitely,
who's in this
he's
car.
side drafting a lot of these Dodge Chargers that he's passing because that shoulder, the size of the shoulder goes in and out.
But they're just,
I don't know if there's a median there between the two sides of the freeway because we're on the 10 eastbound now in Boyle Heights. So we've
I do
interchanged.
see it that it's kind of bouncing a little. I don't know
ETM
if
says
that's
he's
normal
leaving
or
on
not
vacation
because of
tomorrow
the
and was
speed
feeling
that it's
generous.
going,
So
but I did notice that.
thank
So
you
I don't
for
know if
spending
maybe
your generosity here with us. I'm sure the community is very thankful for some ad-free viewing, which they love complaining about. You have saved 10 people.
Possibly, and we're going to try our best to take a peek from the other side.
Can he
as
take
it's
a? Yeah,
closing
was that a
as we
rear
come
view
up on
mirror
traffic here. This is now
that
being-
got
looks
ripped
like
off
this
as
is
we were
transitioning
passing?
from
Now look at the
Boyle Heights down
speeds.
East LA. Looks like this might be transitioning from the 5 to the 10. But you're right, Annabelle. I see it bouncing a little bit. If I had to guess,
I think
would
we
say it's the,
are too far
front
east for
passenger
Downey.
side tire that might have
If we
sustained
take the
damage.
610,
This SUV
we could
drove
hit
almost
Eastern
into the
Downey,
shoulder when it
Norwalk.
was still southbound on the
We're-
5. But you
He's
see
gonna have to
them
take
crossing
610
over
southbound to
the
get to
right
Downey.
side of the freeway. I don't know what that means. I don't know if this driver is preparing to finally give it up. If they might be running out of fuel. Oh, and look at that. Back on the
Wow.
left side now.
He
I think
loves
he was
this
just
shoulder.
weaving around
And there's the
traffic,
CHP.
looking for
Look at that
a
armada
speed.
on the right side of your
Closing the
screen.
gap
I know
now.
you can't see it
Black
because of my
lights
window,
maybe
but there's
just a little
many,
bit
many
statewide.
units in
We
pursuit.
don't know what their strategy is, but they're definitely still in hot pursuit. I don't believe I see their flashing lights on, but now on the right side of
Picking
the
up
freeway,
speed here,
maybe exiting
big
the
time.
10 now. We're now in Boyle Heights, East LA, and again, this started near Santa Clarita. Coming up,
Ah,
dangerous
almost another
black
tailgate.
SUV, and it hit the brakes
Get out of the
just
double
in
box,
time,
NBC.
avoiding a second crash here, but we caught that first one live when it rammed into the back of a
Is
white
the hood
SUV.
messed up? It looks like the hood is crumpled.
Westbound on the 10 freeway, westbound on the 10,
Westbound
and
10.
traveling southbound down the 5 from Magic Mountain.
And they may be seeing the same thing we're seeing. You're seeing that car, that SUV, a little bit out of control, maybe fishtailing a little bit. You were talking about bouncing. They might be seeing that, and that's why they want to close the gap right now.
Yeah, it could definitely have some type of punctured wheel there because it was driving on that shoulder. So we know that there is a lot of debris on that shoulder. But yeah, it's traveled from the 5 freeway from near Magic Mountain area, past the 134.
Double box. Why are we in
past
that
the
double
170, of
box?
course, as well. But now then past
Big
the
speed here,
110
big
Julia, and
speed.
onto the 10 freeway.
Onto the 10.
Through that East LA interchange, really busy area. Now it's
Almost another wreck.
There's quite a bit more traffic on the West 10 than on the South 5. And this driver,
Oh.
I think it just hit yet
Wait.
another car.
Wait,
This is
again?
westbound
Oh,
on the
and he
10.
keeps tapping him.
Look at how it's driving.
He's trying to get him out of the way by tapping the back bumper.
Hit the back of this white car.
Why do this when you can change lanes? I don't understand.
Yeah,
I
why?
think
Is he
this
just trying?
driver is having some trouble with the car. Okay, I'm seeing some movement now. I'm wondering if this driver might be making an attempt here to bail
What's on the
very
side?
soon.
Julia, can you open
Now
up
he's
your
on the move again.
just widen
God,
up a
does
little
not
bit?
want to stop and
Just
does
wanted
not want to
see
get out of
because
this
the
lane.
driver could have gone to the right side, to the right lane, and chose not to. So what happened
Exactly.
to the car
When
in
we
front of
try
him?
and figure out makes sense. If he's trying to stop, he could pull over on the right side. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to this driving behavior anymore, but this is still going westbound on the 10 now. And I'm about to lose count, but I think it was 2 crashes, 1 near miss.
I thought that was a replay.
For any of these accidents, and I think the drivers who were hit, they all looked shocked. That first one, that other white SUV that was hit.
It wasn't a Tesla, it was Dodge Charger.
They stopped, and I think they were expecting this other driver who hit that to pull over, but that absolutely did not happen. This is still going, and we are now passing Alameda on the West 10 after this went through the East LA interchange.
All right. Thank you so much, Julia. We're going to stay with your picture right now. We'll get back to you in just a moment. It so happens we have one of our reporters. We have NBC4 Jonathan Gonzalez. He is actually just a little ways behind this pursuit. Jonathan, what are you seeing? What can you add?
Yeah, so we were in the Griffith Park area working on a story, Kathy, when we were watching the pursuit on the NBCLA app, and we saw how close it was getting. So my photographer, Jorge, and I, we jumped in the van, and we decided to get on. We were just about a half mile behind the chase when we first jumped on the...
Wow, we're night crawling during the day? We got Jonathan Gonzalez, boots on the ground. This is some this is like a 4-star chase, the way that they're assembling for this one. The resources that get dedicated to chases in Los Angeles, man.
The shoulder was able to cut through traffic that we're simply not able to legally or safely. So the driver is now in that...
He's got an armada of CHP. He's got night crawlers in tow. He's bumping dudes out of the way. El Cerrito, Auto Square.
We're going to continue following this area, but what we can tell you is that there's a lot of traffic right now, and that is certainly because of this chase. You see that the driver is able to move and weave and through all these cars. We're not seeing that. We're seeing a lot of cars.
Why is this reporter trailing it?
And that's all because, you know...
Okay, back to the shoulder now. Dangerous. Tires continue to take jabs to the liver, really hitting speed. Oh, it just knocked off the rear view mirror of that giant white Dodge Charger. It was dangling like a hangnail. Oh! Oh, look at all this contact, all the debris that's flying. You guys see he's spraying it every time. Oh, another one! Oh, here we go again. Oh, he's just Darlington stripe after Darlington stripe.
What about ground units? Any past you or any lights?
Oh, he made contact with about 5 vehicles there. But Jonathan Gonzalez can't see it because he's on the damn highway. Go back to Julia Deng in the helicopter.
One motor officer using the shoulder just like the chase suspect was using to try to get away from units on the ground. So it was interesting.
Getting close to a 4-star chase. Oh, almost hit them. Almost drove off the median. That's a bridge.
You know, what's interesting, Jonathan, is that while you...
Dude, he took off so many rear view mirrors, like right there. You could see them flying up like confetti as he was driving by. He was hitting everyone that he drove past.
And now sideswiped a mirror from another car. So, again, this is a dangerous situation for anybody who's on the road right now. And you gotta wonder, when will they pull out?
And you guys, I can't stress enough, there's always traffic at this time, especially...
Except when there's a police chase.
Near downtown, on the 10 freeway. You would think that around noon, 12:30 on any given day, there's not a lot of traffic. That is certainly not the case. That's why this person continues to use the shoulder as I'm watching along with you in a very dangerous manner. I did think we would see that white vehicle that the driver crashed into from behind. We did not see that
side view mirror. What did I say? Rear view mirror. Listen, the mirrors look on the side of the damn vehicle. Obviously not the one in the cabin. It's a rear view mirror.
The chase progresses.
And can you imagine what that driver was thinking? The person who is being pursued here had an option to go to the right, to choose another lane, but then just bumped into that car. That's 3 so far, as you were saying, 1 mirror off. You have to imagine, yeah, they're going to stop and think, someone just hit me, a little fender bender, but no, it just takes off, and you see CHP behind them. Jonathan, we're seeing right now, I don't know if you're watching along with us, I think you are now, it's pretty trafficky right now, and that's when the driver gets even more desperate.
Absolutely, and the shoulder tends to come and go depending on where it is. Here, where we are, the chase was maybe in this area 5 minutes ago, where we're driving now in the Boyle Heights area. The shoulder tends to end in certain spots, and that's why you saw that driver being forced to move away from the middle divider there, and that's when those crashes were happening. And so, we're just hoping that this all comes to an end, and we're getting on the...
Okay, some replays of the fender benders, the tailgating, And then
and
the
you are
side
seeing
swiping on the
screen
right side.
flashing
Oh!
there, you see it there. That was the
Love
first car
taps.
that we
And he's
saw,
on the left
that
side of the
this
screen
SUV
right
hit
now.
another-
Side
so that
drafting,
SUV,
sort of in the
two
shoulder.
white SUVs there. And then a few minutes later, it hit another car. So
Right?
again,
Finally, we get a chase with
it
some.
is. It's a dangerous
Get a chase with
situation.
some
This driver
actual
is just weaving
traffic
in and out of
involved.
these traffic lanes, mainly driving on that shoulder whenever, Jonathan, you mentioned that the shoulder comes and goes here, but you clearly see it has been taking advantage of the shoulder whenever it is available. But again, I've been noticing that it's been bouncing quite a bit, and I don't know if if the driver's tire is messed up, has a punctured tire there, but we're closely monitoring it. Of course, we also see those tinted windows, so we still can't confirm if there's only one person inside that car or if there's somebody else in there.
Yeah, right now we see it on the 10. Right now we've just passed Crenshaw Boulevard, and it's slowing down right now. And this is
Look at those units driving ahead of it.
Just staying behind traffic.
You see those units passing by it.
Yeah, now making a lane change here. We'll see if they decide what they decide to do.
Those
We've
left
got
side
air
tires look
above
beat
monitoring
up.
This is one of the few times we've been able to kind of see into
This guy does hate
windows.
mirrors.
Back windows very tinted, so
He
we're not
is
able to
very-
see what's in there, but we know it's robbery suspects
He is
that
a-
are being
a
pursued
mirror
right now, so
bigot.
authorities are going to want to be extra careful.
You gotta wonder, will officers stop traffic at some point?
Is that the wrong car?
Just try to hold back this driver and see what happens.
That's not the same
because,
one.
Again, this is a dangerous situation. This
I
driver
don't think that's the
has
same
been
guy.
Driving really fast, but look at this. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Anybody that might
Okay.
be getting in their way.
Thank God KCal's got the right car here. Hold on.
Committed a serious felony.
Look at this. Look at the side mirror.
He's going to use whatever method.
Look at the side mirror. He hates his own side mirrors.
Yeah, this is.
The
this
passenger
is, I mean,
side.
all pursuits are
Julia
dangerous,
Dang.
but this one just
Julia,
seems a little
I'm
heightened
sorry,
now
but that is why
because
Eliana
of
Moreno
the
is the
type of
varsity,
weapon that
and you're
these,
still on JV. You
people
can't be
have
ma-
in this
you can't be
vehicle,
switching
and,
Dodge
you just
Chargers in the
never
middle
know
of a
how
chase.
desperate someone is to try to get away, and if anyone
That's
is,
why they were speeding ahead.
stopping them, what they might be
Because you
willing
were
to do.
focused on the wrong one.
A heightened risk here. in
Can't
addition
fall
to
asleep
that
for a
vehicle
second,
being a
like Stu
weapon,
Mundell
and
would
we
have
know
probably
that
done.
there's
That's a
an
Stu
actual
Mundell move.
AR-15
Look at
that
all of
the
those
vehicle was
officers.
spotted with
1,
pointed
2, 3,
at
4, 5,
a
6,
clerk
7,
at
8.
that
8
speedway
units
that
here.
They stopped at, and I guess that is where the robbery took place.
This is why
and
Eliana
started
is
this in the
rush
first
hour and
place.
prime
So,
time. This is
again,
the daytime
these are
shift.
robbery
You don't go to the
suspects.
strip club at
They
2 p.m.
hit a
on a Thursday,
speedway,
or in our
business
case, 1:30
there
p.m.
and,
You go to the strip
pointed
club
that AR-15
midnight on a
clerk.
Friday.
So we continue to watch
You
as
got
they
different personnel
refuse
in there.
to stop on the 10 freeway here where we are, and we've been watching this for about 40 minutes now. And you just wonder how much gas is in this vehicle, Lieutenant, because as you mentioned, it is an older, larger SUV.
Dodge Charger,
and
but
it's
yeah.
been going at decent speeds, driving pretty aggressively. So I guess at times like this,
Speaking from experience,
officers are
perhaps.
wondering how
Look at
much
that
gas they
hangnail
have,
dangling
and if
from
they
this
run out of
Dodge
gas,
Charger. Here's a little love
what are
tap.
they
Boop.
willing to do? Now we're showing you on
Little
the right side
boop.
of the screen when they were tapping that other white SUV. I believe it's a Lexus. And this person who's getting tapped is unaware that this SUV is on the run and that there are robbery suspects inside.
Right, and previous to this, the Lexus, who also did the same thing to another vehicle, tapped it a couple of times and then went around it.
Wow, that is definitely desperate measures, and you just, it's a good thing that the person didn't get out of their car and try
You're
to
right.
approach this driver.
No Stu
unaware
hate. Let us
that
not
if
forget he
was
held
to
us down
go to
several
CHP
summers. When
just
Stu
to
was in
say,
his
"Hey,
prime,
you hit my car,
Stu was
let's
carrying the
exchange
lead.
information," and someone could
Stu
easily
was
pull out
responsible
that
for the
AR-15
whole.
style weapon
He was
on
part of
anyone who
the
approaches them. So
the
certainly
angel
this is
investing, the
a
Series
bad
A,
situation.
bootstrapping, police
Maybe even
chasing to what
worse.
it's become now.
It's a very dangerous situation.
He had his
Dangerous,
time.
Felon on the run that's armed and obviously is using measures to get away. The only advantage we have at this point, like you said, it's a larger SUV, so it probably gets very poor gas mileage, and hopefully it was low on gas when this started.
Yeah,
Trailblazer,
but,
yes.
We haven't heard
We
that
respect our
the
elders
vehicle
here.
is stolen, so perhaps they even know who's driving this vehicle, and maybe trying to make contact with family members or anyone else that might be associated with this driver. and we don't even know if there's anyone else in.
I don't know what these two views are. The bottom left corner is the live one, and they keep showing us replays on the right. I can't make KCal switch. Okay, now we're back to live.
SUV.
The full window is live.
There could be a full load in the back seat and the passenger seat, and that's why when this will stop, they draw the driver out at gunpoint, and then they go up and at gunpoint check the vehicle to make sure it's clear before.
25 months. BPG Goku. 25
we're
months and
certainly
counting.
seeing this traffic backed up there westbound on the 10 near La Brea. And, at this hour, you got, in LA, you've got traffic any hour of any day. And we are seeing more traffic on this westbound side of the 10 near La Brea, coming up on a box truck. And I don't think that he's going to want to bump into this box truck.
Yeah, good luck. Oh, he might.
Using the,
There's a shoulder there available.
To go around. And we know oftentimes there's a lot of debris in those shoulders. And we're just watching as it's right up on this box truck, and all of those cruisers right
Look at that!
behind.
Look at that car making an illegal right turn off the
If that
freeway.
box truck even knows.
I guess it's not illegal if they're all trying to get out of the way.
what's
Oh,
happening,
look
that
at
this
the
SUV
C's
is
are
actually
parting
being
here.
chased by
Look at the C's
those
parting for
officers,
this
but it looks
chase.
like people are, seeing
They must
the
be seeing all the
lights and hearing
CHP
the
units
sirens
behind
and
them.
Trying to kind of pull towards the right to get out of the way of
Someone
the
said this is a
cruisers,
very
and,
strange
it's
chase.
opening up
Every
space
chase is
for
different.
this SUV.
Yeah, they're doing what they're supposed to do and trying to get out of the way as best they can. Of course, this area, as you approach the 405, usually backs up at this time of day. Well, all right, most times of the day on the 10 freeway. So he's going to probably run into more traffic as we move along towards the 405, and we'll see more of this slowing traffic, and he's going to have to either use the center lane or start switching lanes.
Yeah, and getting more desperate and more aggressive with those, attempts to get away. We're seeing
Swerving over to the
towards
right side
where
of the
they're
freeway here.
Thinking about getting off of the 10 or just trying to find more space out there, but at least on
10 westbound at
the freeway,
Robertson.
you
Wow,
don't have
wait.
those intersections, you don't have pedestrians.
Okay,
There's plenty of
we're
cars,
approaching the
but,
405.
less
Is that front
of,
right down?
the
That sure looks
speeders
low.
that, they have to get through, but oftentimes we
And the
see,
rim is
suspects
a little
get off and go to the
wobbly.
area that's familiar to them, but at this point, this person has been on the 5 and now the 10, and just dealing with plenty of traffic this afternoon.
Tire
Again,
does
these
look
are,
close, doesn't it?
Robbery suspects. They robbed the Speedway business and pulled. This was in Bakersfield. They robbed a business and then they hit a Speedway.
Free suspect. You guys hear that?
Stopped by the CHP officers. We've seen very desperate attempts, even tapping SUV that was in front of them to basically bump them out of the way. Tapped that car a couple of times, and now we see that side
Don't worry, we're
view
back.
mirror hanging on the side. We don't know when that was knocked off like that, but we did see them tapping that other car. And it looks like they're having trouble with the tire there. Is that what you're seeing? Lieutenant, it looks like that front passenger tire has gone flat. This man is
Oh, it's
driving
devil. Look how
flat.
flat that thing is. The suspicions were validated.
And, we often talk about them, being on the shoulders. There's a lot of debris in the shoulders.
That tire's
And
coming
now
off
we see
momentarily the
that
moment
tire
that he makes a
is,
hard right or left turn. I wonder when it went down.
basically falling off here. And in your experience, how is this going to change things if they cannot
That thing is
continue
dangling. And that rim, the moment the rubber comes off, is going to start grinding on the asphalt, and we could have a Katy Perry challenge. Look at the aerodynamics of this Dodge Charger starting to tilt to that front light right. It's listing like a ship that's taken on water, and it's not going to be driving. This is what happens, man. When you start driving in those shoulders, they act as natural spike strips. Natural spike strips. If you drive on there long enough, you will pick up a nail. You'll pick up some glass, so it might be a slow release.
Able to keep it straight at this point, but I'm sure it's pulling to the right pretty heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's going to be.
Will it fall off?
They are side
I think,
here.
oh, it might be given up.
And
Potential
well,
ejectocito. There
and
goes
they
the
lost
tire.
driver's side also, that tire.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
apparently they had
Driver's
covered
side
something
and
that
passenger
now
side
pulled to
fronts
a
are
stop.
gone.
And again, the suspects
And if you
have
drive
been
on that
seen
shoulder
with
on a
AR
major
style-
freeway long
AR-15
enough, your tire
style
will go
weapon.
flat. And look
These
at that.
officers know
Look at
that
that
we are
formation.
watching as they
A
have
flying
pulled
V of
up,
CHP are now
across the freeway.
with a felony stop. And Lord knows how long this is going to take because
Getting closer
this
to
person
the
is
door.
allegedly
Obviously,
armed
this
with an
officer is out of their
AR-15.
vehicle,
And those are
so
not
that's
less than
fine.
lethals.
But
Those are
again,
not less than
we
lethals.
heard
Front left is down.
that,
Front
you
left
see an
is down.
arm that is out of that window, of the
Arm is
driver's
out.
side window. You can
There's
see
another
now
police
that
chase going on
driver's
right
side
now,
tire as
people.
well.
Just started,
And,
but it's
both
not
the
live.
arms out of the window
But
and
choppers
now
are in there.
opening
There's
up that
potential.
door.
Just
But
got the
again,
notification
they don't
here.
know who else is in that
There is
vehicle,
another
Lieutenant.
chase,
Those
LAPD
windows are
Hollenbach.
tinted so dark, and they have heard that these suspects are armed.
Wow,
That's
so
correct. They're
lucky
gonna take
you're
extra
able to get
precautions.
out.
They're gonna go slow and methodical and order him out.
Chases
at,
breed
at gunpoint
chases.
And make sure his hands are up where they can see him. Normally they'll wait until they get traffic in the other direction blocked, especially when there's a weapon such as an AR-15 involved. They don't want anybody.
That is a lot of units, and they have to stop traffic for this one. 10 westbound is at a standstill in the heart of. Wow, they are so low. Doge! Big Doge. That was a big one. Put him back in the back seat.
So one suspect is now
One suspect in
being
custody.
handcuffed there on the westbound side of the 10. It did appear that there was someone else in the passenger side of this SUV, but we will have to wait and watch and see as they search this weapon.
Who's a good boy, Skip?
They search this vehicle.
They got to clear the vehicle
Again,
here,
you
but the
can hear that
suspect, I
they
think there's
were
just
armed
one
with
is
an AR-15, and
we're not
so,
code 4 just yet.
and thinking that these officers would be approaching very carefully, very cautiously. They have their weapons drawn, so apparently it didn't appear to them that there was anyone else in the vehicle the way that they're approaching, correct?
Yeah, it seems like they're very relaxed at this point, and if I was on scene as the watch,
You never know. There could be someone with the AR-15 in the back seat, tinted out windows. They usually break the tinted windows.
We can send the canine.
You could send the Doge.
Rather than send a person up.
We are not code 4 yet until you see those 4 fingers go up.
Yeah, and so it appears at this point that there is no one else in that vehicle. It did look at one point like there was someone in the passenger side, but apparently.
Can you imagine if
that
someone's
was,
sitting back there with an
just
AR-15
perhaps
and you're
the
opening the
driver,
doors thinking the vehicle is clear?
moving around on that side. We did not hear the reports of how many people were in the car once that robbery took place. Again, at a business upper in Bakersfield as well as a speedway where we heard that this suspect pulled an AR-15 style weapon on a clerk at a speedway. But again, this went on for about 50 minutes along the 5 and the westbound 10. We see that the traffic on the westbound side of the 10, this is not too far
Man,
from the
that is going to
405,
cause
and
so
that
much
traffic
traffic. This is a
stopped.
major
It's going to take a
artery
while to get
in
this
Los
cleared up
Angeles.
because they
10
need to clear the
westbound,
scene
just
and,
past Robertson.
do their investigation there that needs to be done.
I
to,
think we're
guess,
code 4.
Get that car moved. It's not completely.
I think
out
we
of
could put our
the lane.
4s in the chat.
Hopefully they can open up a couple of the lanes, right, Lieutenant?
Yeah, they'll probably keep the right lane and the shoulder closed, but CHP is very conscious about opening the freeway as quickly as they can. So you'll see the units start to move out of the way and continue their investigation at the vehicle.
All right. Well, Lieutenant Griffiths, retired from the Riverside Police Department. Thanks so much for joining us along on this pursuit.
I think they were able to see the
Again,
trunk.
Their suspect is in custody.
All right.
This is a robbery suspect that you see right there in the white T-shirt that police now have handcuffed and are putting that person in a cruiser. Coming up next.
What was
Marina
the goal
Jericho.
there, sir? What was the idea? I guess we'll stay live and see how this, see if this other chase that's going on gets, if it gets the choppers to go. Let me double check and see what's up here. Chases breed chases, of course they do. Stay with me, people. I'll let you know if, let's see if this chase is still going. Nope, crashed. Damn. ABC was on the way too. Damn it. We had choppers in the air, man. We had birds in the air from this chase. Anytime there's another chase within an hour, they can get on top of it almost instantly. So it was LAPD Hollenbeck, assault with a deadly weapon, and then they crashed on Lorena and 4th, and ABC was about halfway there. Chris Christie was almost on top of it. Damn, that's what happens. That's the battle we go through on this show. There's so many chases that don't make it to air because they end too quickly before the choppers get there. How many times that we've been on the verge of going live and then crash or gives up or something. Happens every day. Damn, that was so close. All right. With that said, I am going to go get ready for, I have a show on Bleacher Report at 3 o'clock. I'll connect to the other Wi-Fi for future chases, yes. We'll see how if that works. If that doesn't work, then there's probably a setting wrong in OBS. That's just, because if it's still doing the pixelating on the different Wi-Fi, this Wi-Fi is so much faster. If it's still doing the pixelating, then I'm going to have to start fucking around with OBS, but I was dropping a lot of frames there, so. On that note, I will put this up for VOD. That was a good chase. That's why you don't drive on the shoulder. That's why you don't drive on the shoulder. You learned a lesson. You learn something every day in these streams. On that note, birdsintheair.com, at Skywob Alerts on Twitter. You're going to need to turn that on if there's a chase in the next 4 hours because you will not be notified via Twitch. So if you're watching this via Twitch right now, make sure you follow this right here on Twitter. The only tweets are for notifications. That's how you'll be notified. Thank you for your service, people. See you on the timeline. Deuces.